It's milkshake time. You guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. I can't believe it's finally happening. We are going to start our sweet treat. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited for two reasons. You know how much I love making faux desserts. And secondly, you know how much I love fall and winter. And this is saying goodbye to summer. I couldn't be more happy. How you doing? All right, are you ready to make a couple milkshakes? If you are, I'm going to be right back to show you what you need. You'll need some glasses, and this is just a glass from the Dollar Tree, okay? But I like the way it looked. And then this I got from the dollar spot at Target, and this is a milkshake glass, okay? Then, again, optional, I'm using some straws, your acrylic paint, and if you want toppers for these, I have some faux cherries and a strawberry. I also have one of those little spoons from the Target dollar spot. Now, I am not going to fill up my milkshakes with Spackle. The reason being, for me, the Spackle is getting expensive. I mean, it is. It's probably the most expensive thing that you'll buy. And it went, for me, it went from 18, I think it was 18, maybe 18.29 or something like that. Well, anyway, it's almost $21 now. So I'm not going to use my Spackle for the inside of this, since a milkshake is where you're not seeing ice cream per se. So anyway, and that again is just, for me, my opinion on what I'm doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I got this is poodle skirt, well, isn't this apropos for a 50s malt shop? I didn't even look at the name of it, but it's poodle skirt pink. And this is from Americana. And for the chocolate milkshake, I'm using sable brown, also Americana. So what I did is I washed the glasses really good, and then I cleaned them out with alcohol, okay? So I'm going to try to paint with a regular paintbrush first, but I'm also going to try and use the foam brush. I want to see which one, because I know this is going to take a couple coats, okay? So what I'm going to do, the first one, I think this one I'm going to make the chocolate. And then let me tell you too, since I am painting these, and these are going to have whipped cream on the top, I cut a piece of a cereal box, okay? And I'm going, after I'm done painting it, I'm going to glue this onto the top. But I made a hole, okay? And that's where my straw is going to go. And then on the other one, I made two holes, so one can fit the spoon and the straw. Again, optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the paint. You know what? I want to do the chocolate one first. Well, I better shake this up. Okay, so these are going to be very easy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop some of this into the glass. And for the most part, I'm just going to roll it. And if this works, which I think, I don't see why it wouldn't, but I might have to still, with the brush, paint some of it. Oh, and the other thing, some people put the plaster Paris, okay, down into the cup. And you could do that too. I don't know about putting color into the plaster Paris because I've never done it. Doesn't mean you can't do it. I've just never done it. Yeah, this is going to take some And what I'm going to do so I don't scrape, because I'm afraid if I try to glue the cardboard inside of the glass, it's going to scrape this paint off. And I don't want to have to put the Mod Podge on it to seal it. So I'm just going to glue it on top, literally on top of it, so it's not touching the paint. So this might work out very well, where you're just putting the paint primarily. I'm just going to dab it is what I'm going to do. I'm going to help it along is what I'm doing. Any brush strokes whatsoever. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pouncing this ice cream, yeah, right, Davida, this paint into this paint covering the inside of the glass. You can see this is a very, very fast way to go. And if you wanted to mail these, now I'm not sure, you'd still have to pack it really good. But I think if you put in the, especially the plaster of Paris, I won't even try to mail anything made with plaster of Paris. Reason being, plaster of Paris can crack way too easy. And if you shipped this with plaster of Paris in it, all it would take is one good bump, and then that plaster of Paris would crack the glass and everything. Whereas if you don't put the plaster of Paris and just paint it, I think you'd have a better chance. I mean, of course, like I said, you'd really have to wrap it good. And I don't know how the straw would fare, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just wanting to make sure. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but you see right there where you can see the brush stroke, wait, and you can see it up here. You don't want that. You want it to be completely clear like this part here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry for the most part, and then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to hit it with some of this paint very lightly, just like I said, if you were painting this with your brush strokes, you know, going down, actually painting the inside, you would have a lot more brush strokes. And I don't care if I get on the lip of this cup because it's going to be covered with the cardboard and the whipped cream, aka lightweight spackle. But faux food is so much fun. Oh my gosh. It's one of my most favorite things to craft. In all honesty, it is. Because for the most part, I've had things that were a flop, but for the most part, it always turns out so doggone cute and so realistic. And I love decorating with it. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit because, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on its side here like this. Do you see that? The reason I'm doing that is I don't want it, if I put it straight up, that paint is going to start to fall to the bottom. And I'm going to, every so often, just turn the glass until that paint adheres to all sides without starting, because I don't want any of the glass to show. And then I'll be back once this is getting done, and then I'll start to paint this one, which is going to be strawberry. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, so we still have the chocolate one drying, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start painting the strawberry milkshake. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am loving this. I have the little piece cut out like I do for the brown. Oh, and let me show you here. I just painted this, and really you don't need to. Why? Why did I do it? Because You're not going to see this, but I just had some paint on my brush, so I painted the cardboard part. You really don't need to do that. Okay, and I think, you know what? I do think I'm going to Mod Podge the inside of each glass to kind of protect it just a little bit after it's completely dry. And you don't have to do that. Making sure this glass is completely free of any dust. Okay, so I'm just going to start pouring. And I tried to get the paint to be as realistic as I possibly could. These are so much fun, and they're just so, I don't know, it's just such a cool craft, I think. Let me wash that off real quick. I tried to get it going as much as possible, so I'm not having to paint as much, you know, just to get a smoother look to it. And again, I'm trying not to do brush strokes. I'm just dabbing it, like you can see. Dabbing it around. And if you go over to my good friend at the Pink Tree, my mentor in this, she has done sweet treats too. And hers are adorable. So I'll be back when I'm all done. Look, we're almost done already. Ah, geez, come on. Could it get any easier? It's easy, but it really packs a punch for decor. And you know what? Don't just think of this for summer, okay? You don't have to have a malt just at summer. You don't have to have milkshakes just for summer. You can have them all year long, so think about that when you're doing decorating in your kitchen or for your buffet. You know? I'm almost done. See inside there and how it looks out here? Almost done. I'll be back when these are dry. Okay, we have both of our milkshakes drying, a strawberry and a chocolate, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm taking my lightweight spackle, and this is what it looks like. Lightweight spackle, not regular spackle, not joint compound. Lightweight spackle. The reason I reiterate that is because I've had people contact me that have done this, and they're upset because their spackle cracked. And I always ask, did you use lightweight spackle? No, I used regular. It does not work. It's cheaper, but it doesn't work. Okay? So if you're going to go to the extent of getting the glasses, getting the paint, getting your embellishments, don't think that the regular spackle is going to work. It won't, and your whole thing will be ruined, and then you're not going to see the results you want, and therefore you're probably not going to try it again. Whereas if you use the right stuff the first time, you very possibly will continue to make more cute decor pieces for your home or for gifts, okay? Because there is something I'm going to do with one of these that I think is going to be really cute. And it'll give you guys ideas, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is I put some lightweight spackle. Now I keep all of my containers that have lids, okay? I love, by the way, this Greek yogurt because there's nothing added to it, it's just plain. And then you can put anything you want into it, and I also use this for my sour cream. Okay, I don't know why I went off on that, but oh well. Okay, so this is kind of a little bit gray, so I have to put some white to it, which is going to thin it out a little bit. If it gets too thin, you can add a little bit of flour to it. I've never had to do that as far as the whipped cream goes, but you know, never say never. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the cream coat white acrylic, and I'm going to put some of the white just to color this up a little bit. And stir it. Once I get this all stirred in, I will put it into my Open Star. I love the way this makes whipped cream look, or the icing on your cupcakes. So I'm going to put it into this, and when I'm done, I'll be back. Okay guys, and like I've told you before, when you're putting your spackle into your bag, fold the bag down like you're folding it over your hand before you put it in, because if you don't and you have that bag straight up, well, I mean, not all of you will, but I mean, there's a chance that you're going to get the spackle all up in this. You don't want that. When you turn and tighten up that bag, when you start to use it for anything, you don't want that spackle seeping back up onto your hand. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife, and I keep certain spoons and knives for this particular craft. I've got all the paint mixed in. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, and then with this finger, I'm just going to hold on to the knife, if you will. And it's a lot neater if you do it that way, okay? And also, if you don't use all of this, as long as you tighten it up and secure it maybe with a rubber band, this will stay pliable and usable for quite some time. I had one more than 2 weeks. But you got to make sure it's very tightly closed up. Just take this outside and rinse it off, and I'll be able to use it again. Especially if you're using different colors and you know you want to be able to keep these for those colors, whatever the case. And you'd be surprised how fast that spackle will be gone just using it for whipped cream. And again, that is why I didn't use that for these. To me, it's not worth it, you know. Now, if it was an ice cream type situation, which I'll be doing, yes, then I would use it. Okay. So, now I'll put this up, bring it off over from my hand, and it's still clean, okay? Then what you do is you just hold on to this, and then you press down, and then just twist it, and keep it like that, and then it's clean up here, and it's not coming back on your hand, okay? All right, so I'll be back. Once these are dry, we'll glue the cardboard on it. I think for the chocolate milkshake, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a tiny, tiny bit of chocolate sauce on the very top of it. But to do that, I'm going to use a very small tip. And it's this tiny, itty-bitty little hole. I don't even know what you call it. I think it's the one that you would write with. And then I'm going to put some of the glossy Mod Podge mixed in with the real dark umber, not the color of this, but the really dark. Let me show you. Because I want there to be a difference. I want this to look like the real dark chocolate, which is what we use for when we do our bunnies and our chocolates, remember? So I'm going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my coupler. Try to cut it off a little bit more. And I think to dry these a little bit faster, what I'm going to do, because you just want to cut off enough to where the bag is still on the white part. Not completely, but and then you put this on top, and then you put this and screw that on. And that's how you get your bag ready for the, well, whatever you're doing. And again, this is a smaller bag now, as you can see, because you get smaller bags with your smaller tips, you get the bigger bags with the bigger tips. Okay, now I don't need all of this room because I'm only using this for paint and Mod Podge, which is going to be pretty runny. So, and I might use a little bit of the caulking as well. We'll see. But I'm not going to put it in here yet because it'll just, you know, go out. So I just wanted to get this ready. And then when I'm ready to put it on, I'll show you. So I'm going to go get the dryer and dry these a little bit. I'm just going to hold these up, take the dryer. I'm not going to use a heat gun because the heat gun's too hot, and what it would do is it would peel this paint off. I just want to dry it and then put the Mod Podge on inside, and then we'll be ready to finish. Okay, these are dry. Got whipped cream. We're going to put the tops on them, which is the cereal box. I'm going to glue these on, okay, so they're not even going to go down in. If they went down in, it would scratch the paint off, and there's just no reason for it because I'm going to have whipped cream on top of all this. But before I do that, we have to get our straws, okay? And if you're going to use one of these spoons, you want to get that ready, okay? I think I might just use straws on both. Okay, I just want you to be able to see good. So all that's dry, looking good. Got to make sure I got the right ones on. Okay, so get this situated where I want the straw. Okay, so I'm going to take my hot glue, just go around. Okay. Okay, let that sit for a minute. And when I put the spackle, I'm going to leave a hole, and I'll show you so I know where that hole is to put my straw. Okay, so let's do this one. Take that little edge off of there. Okay, perfect. Just going to let that glue set just for a minute. And I think I need to cut the straw too on this one, because you don't need the whole straw on either one of those. Okay. Alrighty, so now we're almost done, kids. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is, and I have a feeling I'm gonna need more spackle, because you want enough to make a statement on these, okay? So I think what I'm gonna do, I just want you to be able to see. I'm going right around the lip of this because I don't want that cardboard to show. Cool. But do I want more? I think I do. So I'm going to go around again. How cute is that? Did you see what I did? Did anyone see what I did? Did anyone catch it? I didn't keep the hole, but it's no big deal. You know why? I made the whipped cream tall enough. Okay, so I want to find my best where I like it, which is going to go right there. So I'm not worried. Don't even worry about if you put the cardboard, because if you make your whipped cream tall enough, it can just rest right in there and it'll just lay on top of the cardboard, okay? So no biggie. As a matter of fact, I think I'll make this for 2 because 2 are going to want to drink out of this. Let me cut off a little bit more. There you go. And now I'm going to mix some more of this because I knew I wasn't going to have enough. So we'll go ahead. And do I want a strawberry or cherry? I think I better do a cherry. I'm just going to do a small cherry. There you go. All right, I'll get more whipped cream and I'll be right back. Okay, I have more whipped cream, spackle. Let's bring this right here. Get that out of the way. Okay. And again, I'm going to go around the edge, because you don't want that showing, right? Okay. And I'll start here. Put okay, we'll put our cherry, okay, nestle that down in there, and there you go. There is your faux milkshakes, you guys. These are adorable. Adorable. I am not kidding. I am in love with these. Oh, I'll bring you down closer so you can see everything. Okay. And again, with these little signs, it just makes it even that much cuter. But look at that. You just painted the glass and then used the spackle on top. So, and I wanted to do this too because, as you see, this isn't an actual sundae glass over here, the chocolate, but it works perfectly. If you don't have access to actual sundae or milkshake glasses, just use a glass. This is from the Dollar Tree, okay? You can do it, even if you don't have the exact kind of glasses or whatever, and get into your Google and just print out some of these cute little signs. I mean, it really adds to the faux desserts. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope that you will try these again to make another faux sweet treat for our series ending summer. Remember, the world's a better place because you're in it. Don't ever, ever forget that. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.